what are the best strategies to minimize my tax liability? So this is one category that I love because it actually can be precise. So many of you have an invisible pain called just pay the IRS whatever you need to at the end of the year versus be strategic throughout it. So in this video today, I want to talk about strategies to actually reduce your tax liability. It's a choice to sit and do nothing. It's a choice to move in and actually lean in and get it done right. Second thing I want to talk about, what most people are missing about a tax strategy. And the third thing, how do you start minimizing your tax liability today? Like this year, you can affect 2026 today if you start taking the right action. So the best tax strategies live within corporate structure. So inside of corporate structure, and in America, we have the most choices. We have LLCs, limited partnerships, S Corp, C Corp. So when you have corporate structure and inside of that activate the greatest and largest tax code in the world, there's no other country that has 81 to 83,000 pages of code. You actually can affect and precisely determine how much you want to pay in tax. Now, I know a lot of you will say and challenge me, and you put it in the comments and say, you can't predict and estimate your taxes. Yes, you can. And you can get it down to a precise level. So those of you that say, I want to pay less than 10%, if you're strategic enough and willing to do the work, because this doesn't come with just some magic wand, even though I have this lovely little magic wand right here, it isn't going to affect your taxes. See, what happens in the tax structure is, number one, everyone that writes about it makes it sound like this big scary thing, the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service, they're going to come and get you and you're going to go, have all these bad things happen to you. They're just normal people like us that are just trained to look at the tax code. The difference is your behavior has them come look at you or not. So for example, you want to say who's going to be on the hottest on the radar to be audited? It's you sole proprietors who are trying to straddle, taking deductions that you legally can't take because you're unwilling to jump into corporate structure. Companies get the best tax strategies. Individuals have the worst. So if you're going to make money, have your company make most of the money and you personally make less. Like for example, I make $42,000 as a W-2 employee of one of my companies. I don't personally make a lot of money. My companies make the money. So that structure allows you to activate the tax code. So the next piece is what most people miss about the tax strategy are actually employees, W-2 employees, because you're in the worst tax structure. It's the worst quality of money. You make money, you immediately have the tax taken out in your paycheck, and then you hope to get it back and live on what's left. And then when you get your little return beginning of January, you think you won. And the truth is you could strategically have planned all of that better by not just being an employee, also being an entrepreneur, owning those companies. Nothing precludes you from being both. In fact, we teach a concept that I made up called corporate life. So living corporate life is when you actually live through the company. So those personal expenses you have, as many as we can, we're going to move them into business deductions. And we do that legally through great tax strategists. See, most of the CPAs are historians. They're going to record what you did all year and then you can't change it. Versus what we do, minimally, you want to meet quarterly and say, how much money are you going to make this quarter, next quarter, next quarter? And then by the end of the year, you have a plan that says, based on how much you're going to make, based on how much you can deduct, you should invest in things that are going to also affect your taxes. So I call it the tax trifecta. Most CPAs or historians, they're not forecasters. They're not strategic. So before I continue on, I want you to subscribe to my channel. Be here 7 days a week. 5 days a week minimum. We are putting out new content 5 days a week. And if you want to binge watch to really understand, you can do a playlist and listen for hours. So if you listen to up to 25 hours on this channel, I'll award you a $750 credit towards new tuition so you can keep learning this at a deeper level and get more one-on-one help. Now, the last thing I want to talk about when it comes to you being able to truly affect your tax liability is get one of our tax strategists on the team. You say, well, how do I do that? Because you can't just hire one. We're not a menu where you can go through and say, I would like a tax person. I would like a real estate person. I want a new life insurance person. It's integrated wealth, which means all of these strategies are integrated for you and your family. So now what you can do today is come listen to a replay or just get the tickets to our Millionaire Intensive. We do it once a month, the first Thursday of every month from 10 o'clock a.m. Pacific to 3 o'clock. We do what's called the Millionaire Intensive. Teaches you the concepts of how do you become a millionaire and the kind of company that you need to have. You need a legal reason to make money, and you can have a cash machine that allows you to activate these deductions. And then we have a marketplace where you can learn to make money. So we give you a big burst of about 5 hours of intense content, and it will change you. It will change you drastically. But what can you do today? I wouldn't just call and get the tickets. I'd say, could I have a replay? I want a VIP, and I'd listen to all of it as fast as you can. That's what I would do today. Then tomorrow, I would call our office and I would say, I want a gap analysis. I'd have a one-on-one session with our team, and I'd immediately let us help you decide which kind of company you're going to have. It doesn't have to be a big, elaborate company. I think so many of you who are deep, deep employees and analysts, you think there's a huge walkover to being an entrepreneur. You could do dog walking. You could do food prep. You could do videography. You could do photography. There's so many things you could do that you're normally doing as hobbies, make them a business. Let us help you reduce your taxes down to as low as acceptable for you. For me, it's less than 10%. I want to really, really go after the tax code legally and do corporate structure, resolutions, and truly use, like the big, beautiful bill, just change the tax code. And you can all participate, but you got to have the right kind of company at the right kind of time. So if you have any questions, go to askloral.com, ASKLORAL, ask a question, make a request. We'll be back tomorrow.